Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Music Den. I'm your host Armando Venditti. Hoping you guys are having a good day and that you're looking after yourselves and one another. In this episode of the Music Den, I have a new album review to do for you. This is the latest release from Ryan Gavalier. Now, Ryan has appeared on various episodes of the Music Den and also other YouTube channels. This is his follow-up full-length release to Night of the Living Dead and his single of Silent Night that was released in December. The new album is called The Horror. The Horror was released on February the 9th, 2024 through Ryan's Bandcamp page. I will put the address for Ryan's Bandcamp page in the description below. The album was written, performed, and produced by Ryan. In terms of a musical direction, for me, he's gone off on a bit of a left turn compared to Night of the Living Dead. Fantastic album. Fantastic ass shaker of an album. I've used the term ass shaker before to describing albums that basically got you moving. This is definitely one of those albums. I kid you not. 10 tracks in total. All the songs range in length between 3 to 4 minutes. I think the longest track on the album is one that clocks in at 5 minutes and 23 seconds. But I'll get into that as I go along. So I'll go through the tracks with you again. 10 tracks in total. Starts off with the title track, The Horror. In my notes, I have pulsating drum rhythm. Like, first of all, I should say Ryan uses the drum machine to its full potential on this album. Brilliantly done. Just amazing. So in my notes, I have for The Horror, lead off track. Again, clocks in at 4 minutes and 56 seconds. Pulsating drum rhythm, underlying sinister synth line. On the album review I did for Night of the Living Dead, there was a track on there that I said that had a synth line that came in that when it did come in, it kind of felt like it was seeping into your pores and that it was coming up through the floorboards. This is one of those synth lines. And once you hear it, you can't unhear it. It's amazing. So, as I said, underlying sinister synth line, rhythmic percussion overdubs on this album, very rhythmic. Just you hear it, you close your eyes. You could be sitting on the couch, you could be sitting in a club, and when you hear it, you're just like, yeah, you're moving to it, and your foot's starting to, tap the floor. Next thing you know, your ass is up and shaking all over the place. I swear to God, it's amazing. Track two is a track called Moonbeam, clocking in at 4 minutes and 38 seconds. Brilliant track. According to my notes here, as I stupidly shake the camera. Moonbeam. Here we go. Brooding synth intro, mid-tempo drum rhythm, lush rhythm on the drums, just amazing. New wave synth melody, and just has synth lines that come in that kind of sort of like wash in from like almost like from the left channel to the right channel. They kind of just like come in and envelop you when you're listening to it. It's just amazing. Brilliant, brilliant. You're going to hear me say that quite a bit through this review. Track three is a track called Midnight Scroll, clocking in at 4 minutes and 31 seconds. In my notes, double time in terms of drum track, very up-tempo drum rhythm, fantastic. New wave, jagged, quote unquote, synth line that comes in, a lot of synth bass uh, used on this album, and percussion and tambourine overdubs. But again, just very much an ass shaker of a track. Track four is one called Forbidden Zone, clocking in at 3 minutes, 48 seconds. It starts off with a repetitive synth passage, bass drum passage that comes in just amazing, just amazing. Also has a bit of what I call kind of like a droning rhythm that comes in using the synths. Just fantastic. Track five is one called Tranquility. clocking in at 4 minutes, 45 seconds. In my notes, drum rhythm, synth melody line that come in together. Nice bass line. Ryan's bass work on this album is simply fantastic. Just brilliant. It's prominent in the mix. You can hear the bass clearly, concisely, perfectly. Brilliant. I can't say it any more than that. Um, Synth line that comes in, it kind of wraps itself around the rhythm, right? There are just those infectious synth lines that come in on certain songs that kind of envelop the rhythm section on the track. And this is one of those situations. What else? I have here spacey synth flourishes, I call them. That kind of sort of accent the track just brilliantly, brilliantly. Track 6 is one called Shortcut at 4 minutes and 46 seconds. Um, Very much a dance-oriented track. The drums come in along with the synth bass on the intro. Thick snare drum sound on this track with the drum machines. Fantastic synth flourishes. Nice, simple synth melody that he also brings in. He can be, Ryan's playing can be very involved and intricate and lush, okay, and opulent. That's another word I could tell you. But you can also bring in synth lines or use synth lines that are understated and just used to sort of accent certain melodies. Just amazing, fantastic. Track 7 is a track called A Slight Delay, clocking in at 4 minutes and 2 seconds. And in my notes, synth bass melody intro that's fantastic. Has a it's a has a sorry, has a techno futuristic vibe to it on the track. Just great. Track 8 is one called Submerged, clocking in at 4 minutes 16 seconds. In my notes, gradual fade in on the synth line. Drum pattern comes in after that. Has a mid-tempo easy feel to it. Just like you're just sitting there and you're just grooving to it, and you don't realize that you're doing it. He is that good at coming up uh, uh, with rhythm sections that on the drums that you don't realize that you're grooving to something until you're too far into it. Just amazing. Again, nice bass work from him on this track. And the synth line that comes in at the beginning of the track also comes back in on the ending of the track, in and out, right? Just great. Just great. Fantastic track to listen to. Um, Track 9 is one called Speaker of the House, the longest track. Again, clocking in at 5 minutes, 22 seconds. Um, Starts off with a drum and hi-hat rhythm intro. Synth bass melody that comes in just amazing. Thick synth melody comes in. Ass shaking rhythm. I have that in my notes. Ass shaking rhythm. Just great. Um, Track ends in what I call a wash of synths, where again, from the left to the right channel, it feels like you're just being uh, bathed in just rich synth lines, melodic synth lines, and it's just fantastic. It's just amazing, amazing. Track 10, the final track on the album, is one called Cry, clocking in at 3 minutes and 52 seconds. Starts off with a synth bass line intro. That's again very rhythmic, very just again foot tapping. What I called mixed with whispered vocals. Very understated drum pattern on this track. But he also does Ryan, fantastic guitar player, fantastic synth player. What I've noticed on this track, there's a nice guitar synth solo on this, like halfway through the track. Just amazing. Just amazing. And that's the end of the album. All 10 tracks. But what I like about this album one specifically is that each track kind of just comes in very gently, right? There's no hard starts. Like it doesn't start out frenetic and frantic and all over the place. Each track just kind of like comes in very gradually, and you can easily get into the rhythm of the songs just beautifully. This is an album that you can listen to either in the club, having a drink with your friends, or on your own, and just if it's coming over the speakers, you're like, yeah, I can get into this. Just brilliantly, just amazing. Or you can be sitting at home, again, as I always say, with the lights off, you got the stereo on, it's a late night, you just want to listen to something that's going to lull you into a just a state of euphoria, musical euphoria. That's what I call it. That's what this album is for me. I will again will put the Bandcamp address in the description below for Ryan's new album. Please support Ryan. You can get the digital copy. It's like $7 US, nothing at all, really, for an album that is, in my very, very humble opinion, simply fantastic. An ass shaker melodic album that once you hear it, you'll be better for it. I promise you. So please check it out. When you've listened to the album on Bandcamp, let me know in the comments below what you think of this album. Ryan is basically, when it comes to his music, is a workhorse. He believes in what he's doing. He is a lover of all types of music, and he puts his heart and soul into everything he does musically. So please, please support Ryan Gavalier in what he's doing musically. You won't be disappointed once you check out this album. So that's it for now. Um, Please click like and subscribe, and hit the notification bell to keep yourselves on top of any new content that I've got coming up. And I will see you soon with another new video. Bye for now.